Greetings, fellow pizza lovers, lovers of the pizza slice and the whole pie.
They're not here. They're not here. There's none of those people.
Well, that's not true. They're in the chat already, and they're filling in now. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the JChains Crypto Show.
I need to see this for myself. How do I find these people? I don't think they're real.
Oh, trust me. Well,
they were giving YouTube.
You could just go YouTube at JChains. I did the security of the vanity tag for my channel.
Well, you have a vanity tag because you're a very vain person, like always flaunting around your food, your chains. I get it. Okay, I'm not even. Hey, you know what's great? I am not subscribed to you. That is the correct thing to do. Don't subscribe to JChains because he likes pizza.
I threw my lucky Italian horn on recently. Figured that was the move.
You're Italian, so like I think that's like a pass where I'll allow you to eat pizza. That's cool for you, but I don't think anyone else should. No one else should eat pizza.
Okay, I like it. I like where you're going with this. And Doug, I'm really excited to talk to you about today because we're having this fun where we're riffing on the pizza and the cake. It's a great way to pass the time. But here's the deal: we've got to amp and elevate this thing to the nth degree, right? Jeez Louise. You got pictures of yourself on the wall? That's pathetic. That's something a cake lover. That's something that a cake eater would do. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you starting it off? There you go. Cheers.
I ate cake first.
Look, I bought a pre-thought cake. I brought a little brownie just in case.
Brownies are technically cake.
You're darn right. But anyway, so we got to amp this up a little bit. I think we got to create some content. You had some ideas. I love it. We're going to be down in Mexico City together next week.
How many days is that from today? Today's the 12th. Is it like 10, 12 days?
I'll be there in 10 days. I'm there the 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
When is the actual flight? The 24th?
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah. So
you fly in? Yeah, I got to get my stuff set up for that. We're going to be in Mexico City. I've never been there before.
You know what I didn't know about Mexico City? Is that it's very high elevation.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like Denver.
It's higher than Denver. It's like 7,000 feet.
It's 7,000 feet. Yeah, so it's kind of like home away from home. They're surrounded by mountains there. It also contains all the smog just gets stuck inside the city. So if you're looking to get some of that carbon, you know what I'm saying? Some tasty carbon.
So 7,349 feet. To be exact, at least that's what Google tells me.
I've lived at 7,800 feet before, so I'm primed. My blood is ready. My red blood count is going to be ready for that. Also, if you're ever at high elevation, here's a tip for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say that you should you need like more chlorine and you can like actually eat like seaweed and all this other stuff. There's like pills you can take that actually boost your red blood cell count. But you know what also helps your blood?
Pizza.
A piece of
red sauce.
Yes, cake. To get
red sauce, red blood cells. It's very.
Look at this. This piece of cake's actually what they patterned the cake emoji off of. This exact piece of cake that I had in my hand. So
that's a pretty looking piece of cake, though. I'll tell you what. As much fun as it is to make fun of you for being a cake lover, that was a nice looking piece of cake. So I will give you that.
Thank you. I'd even cut it myself. My servants cut it for me, so that's why it's so symmetrical.
Yeah. Do you have a butler?
Mm-hmm. I have a cake butler.
Good for you.
Here's my cake. Cuts the cake.
See, you know what? This is where I'm going to disagree with you, Doug. I'm a man of the people, man. I make my own pizza. That's what I do. I make my own pizza and I eat my own.
Yeah, you have to because no one else wants to be around you because they hate pizza. That's obviously why you have to make your own pizza.
Dude, gaming
for me, people are just showing up on my front door. Hey, let's have cake. Here's some cake, bro.
That's exactly. You are just in a whirlwind there. Okay, so here's the deal. I do want to talk to you about what's going on in gaming because I know you have a big focus there. You've also recently started doing, just maybe 2 months ago, maybe, doing Around the Metaverse with Stash.
That's true. So
how's that going?
It's going fantastic. Usually we have it on Mondays, but Stash is ill, so he's getting a sick day at school. Mm-hmm. And he's taking a break. Stash works real hard, you know what I'm saying? So I'm giving him a day off. We're not going to do it today. But on most Mondays, excuse me, I have so much cake in me. On most Mondays at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, we do Around the Metaverse. And what's cool about that show is it's like not really my show. It's really Stash's show, but I'm hosting it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like one of those reverse double, triple Lindies where it's like we kind of both do the show, right? But I'm kind of in charge, but it's really his show. So it's a funny thing of dynamic to tune in to see who's like really in charge. It's like technically on paper, I'm in charge of the show, but it's Stash's show. So
Yeah.
he tries to like butt in, say things, and I'm like, nope, we're going over to JChains. Sorry, Stash. I get that power, which is amazing.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I want Stash to be empowered and feel good about his show because it's like really his show. So like that balance is
Good.
completely impossible. But as you know, JChains, I love impossible things. When Stash is like, hey, do you want to host my show for me? And I was like, you know, if anybody else had asked me that, I'd be like, that's a terrible idea. But since it's Crypto Stash, where we can go toe to toe, I feel like he's like a worthy adversary, you know. Then I was like, in fact, yes, I will. I will do it.
Let me ask you a question about this because this is great, and I know that there's plenty of other people in our ecosystem that it's the narrative, right? It's just like the chance of opportunity, right? Now for people to step into roles and fill, because you have to think there's like the legacy, what some people call like the wave one. I don't want to use the word influencer, but we have to use it just to make it easier to understand.
Well,
right?
like the OGs, you mean? Like the people that have
Sure.
been around since day one?
Yeah, like the OGs, right? And then there's
Well,
like
Stash was around before even that. He's been around for like 5 years, right? Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I know. Like since the beginning of like influencers for crypto, like there's that wave one, right? And now there's like a wave
Web3
two.
gaming. He discovered the commandments.
He's
Invented
the
it.
god. Listen, Stash is the godfather of NFTs. I remember
Mhm.
back in 2019, we were going to the crypto conferences, and Stash was trying to give us NFTs, and we said, "No, thanks, man. Like, what are these?"
Mhm.
Right? Like, so he like that's what I mean. So like OG
He's like the
NFT.
Obi-Wan Kenobi Yoda guy or whatever. Or
See, that's where you lose me, man. Because I've said this, and my community knows this about me, and I think that they accepted it from me, and which is fine, right? All in all, I've seen this big scrolling scene, right, for Star Wars,
Mhm.
the one that everybody knows, like the scrolling scene.
I need a mic in my shot too. Yeah, the scrolling scene where it goes do do do, and you read it.
Yeah. I don't know what it says, but I know that I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I don't read it. I don't read.
And then maybe like a few more minutes of, I don't know, a thing here and there.
Mhm.
Maybe 10 minutes combined of every Star Wars movie that's ever been made.
So you've only watched like 10 minutes of each Star Wars movie.
No, like 10 minutes total.
Okay. So you're like doing the TikTok style, 60 seconds at a time.
So I would think at some point in my life, I just was never into it. I'm still not
Mhm.
like a Star Wars guy. But now if my daughter growing up, she's like, oh, this is cool. Like, do you want to watch this? I'd be like, heck yeah, because I've never seen it. So we can experience this together. That would be more joyous than me trying to pick it up now. Like plus like I have a problem. I fall asleep in movies. I don't know about you. My attention span keeps me going all day. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, like we're ADHD. That's the thing. You and JChains, we might be mortal enemies, but we definitely both have ADHD.
Oh, 100%. Because
And
when you slow down, it's just
we're really into hugging people. You know what I mean? So like we're in a cult, like where you just hug each other. That's what all cults do anyways. You just hugs, orgies, whatever. So but you know the new Ashako or whatever, Asako show, the new one with the girl that's a Jedi, that would be a great show for your daughter to check out.
Okay.
Because it's about a female Jedi and it's pretty good. She's a badass, you know what I mean? She's like cool.
I like
and
that's a great place to start. That's the good intro into the whole series. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see we got Ellie, Blockchain, Bonehead, Rike Suave, everybody, Moss Sauce. You know, some people are wondering what is going on with this whole cake and pizza thing. It's a rivalry that Doug and I have, and at some point, I hope what I will do is I'll put out that tweet.
I get that your audience is confused because it seems to be they're on Team Cake in this, so it means they're not intelligent and they're like, "What's happening?" It's pretty obvious. He likes cake, and I think all cake eaters should be dead in a burial ground. Okay, it's pretty obvious what's happening here.
I can't believe you. Can't believe you would try to steer people wrong like that. But anyway, I do want to get into some. I do want to get into some serious conversation with you about what's going on in gaming, because here we go. I used to have like a big focus into what we were covering on the show, right? And so I've kind of drifted off a little bit because I'm moving more of a focus of where my attention is going to go into like the RWA, the tokenized real world asset ecosystem, and deepen, right? And so with that, I can't really focus too much on gaming, but I still have my gaming portfolio. You know, I traded in my shrapnel for some beam the other day, timed it out freaking perfectly. So now I got a nice beam position. My IMX is just absolutely ripping and roaring. That's a money printer, dude. That's a money printer.
Yeah, it's really interesting because with gaming, you have utility. There's a game coming out, say like, for example, Shrapnel just had their playtest this weekend. If you had an extraction pack, you could play in it. If anybody out there wants to play it and doesn't have a code, come to my show on Wednesday. I'll give out a bunch of them on Twitters, and follow me or whatever, Doug Hype and stuff, things like that. Whatever. I just like doing giveaways. Just like, let them eat cake. That's my whole thing, right?
I like. So let me say, do you have like your name display thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's displayed up there. You can see my name. There we go.
All right.
And oh yeah, if you want, you can even hear. If you want to hear, if the people out there that are watching want, you could put this link for them if you wish. But and JChains, you should come on the show sometime. But I'll probably block you and kick you out of the room since you eat pizza. But this is the thing, like with gaming, you have all these games that have utility. Like Shrapnel just had a big play test with 10,000 people playing, and it was really fun. Even people that were like, "Hey, there's too many bugs. This is stupid." I would message them and be like, "Hey, what did you really think, though? Did you have fun?" And they're like, "Actually, the game's really fun to play." So Shrapnel has gotten like really great rave reviews for its like pre-alpha playtest, where the game's half done,
Right.
but the fluidity of it, how the game's set up, running in, trying to extract the Sigma and get out with it is really fun. Like, it's exciting, it's thrilling. It almost feels like you're in a movie, because it's like you drop in and you're on this big ass map, and there's all these different people that are trying to get these Sigma storms that they're comets, meteors that come out of the sky, they crash. You go to the sites and get them, but then also people will then be stalking you to try to get the Sigma and kill you to get it from you, or waiting at certain parts on the map and camping like Dub. Because there's also extraction points. You have to get out of the area with the Sigma alive, and then that's the only time it counts. So you could spend your entire day killing everybody in sight, doing great, but if you don't actually extract Sigma, you're just raving mad.
How many people are like on a team?
There is no teams right now. It's all individual, right? And they're eventually going to have like duos and stuff like that. But that's what's great about it. You can't ever just like relax for a second or think my teammate's going to do it. No, at any moment, some dude come out of the shadows and just get you and murk you, or be waiting and lurking because like they know where you might be going. And it kind of feels very much like realistic, like real life. Like if you did that in real life, yeah, you got to be looking around who could be where, what could be happening, and getting to extraction point before someone else does. And so it puts elements of game into the game, like gamesmanship. That's like really interesting. It's like a chess match almost. And because you want to have first person shooter skills of aiming and sniping, all that stuff, right? But those other elements make it kind of interesting because it's more chess matchy. And people played it, and I brought in people that don't really play a lot of first person shooters. Miss Teen Crypto came and played, and she told me, she was messaging me being like, "Doug, when I stop playing that game, I'm getting withdrawals. Like I can't stop playing." And I'm like, dude, I've never heard someone say that about a Web3 game before. Like, that's pretty cool, right?
Are you a controller or a keyboard guy?
I'm a keyboard dude right now. You can also use controllers in the game, I think. But the problem is you're playing against all these dudes with keyboards that are super accurate. Like, they're just going to take you out, and it's hard to be that accurate with a controller. There's not aim assist in most of these games. I love controllers. I grew up playing Madden and playing sports games, right? But and all these different like controller games. I have Xbox, all these things. But now in this day and age, like most of these Web3 games are also on PC. Most of them are not on console. Shrapnel will be on console. They actually have on their team like former executives from like Xbox and stuff, So they have all that connection there.
How do you get onto a console as a Web3 game?
Yeah, I think you have to go through the whole process with like Xbox, PlayStation, and just create a console version. Go through that process of saying, "Hey, Xbox, we want to be on your console," and then I guess you just create it and they allow you on there or whatever. But you probably develop a relationship where it's like, "Hey, you got to be in their store, do whatever," and I don't know, because there's tons of games on like Xbox, and if you just go to like all their like subscription services, all that stuff, like there's thousands of games that people just randomly developed. Like, maybe just one person made this one game. It's a tiny game. So anybody can really get on a console if they want to. The question is, how do you integrate Web3 into it then, right? So for a game like Shrapnel, owning an operator, the NFTs and the NFTs that you have will unlock things for you in the game, right? And so that'll tell the game, hey, this person owns that, and it'll unlock it for you. Or maybe you'll be able to be in special tournaments that are only for NFT holders, or something,
token gated tournaments.
Yeah, stuff like that. But just playing the game is free. You can just jump in and play it, right? Like anybody can just play it, just like it's Call of Duty Warzone or something, right? So that discoverability is great.
Are people making money or like earning NFTs and that stuff that you could actually sell and make money at the
So
moment?
we're pre-alpha with Shrapnel right now, but their tournament this weekend was $100,000 in prizes. So in that tournament, whoever was first place got like $10,000 of crypto, right? It's a lot. Yeah. You were the one that won? You won it?
No. Well, I was, got some people chatting in the chat. Noticed the time. Noticed. I just wanted to, acknowledge the chat a little bit.
They'll use. Oh, I see secret hand signals. Cool. I'm pro secret hand signals. But that's the idea. Is eventually you're gonna not only be able to earn in the game because they have the coin in the game, but you can earn by like selling artwork in the game, like Sigma. They have like insignias in the game that you can create for your own clan or yourself, or sell art or make art for people. Also, you can make user maps and user experiences, like user created content. So you can go in there, make your own map scenario, and if people use that map a lot, you can then earn coins from that, right? So we kind of saw that with like Nifty Island, right? Nifty Island's doing airdrops and giving you bonus and rewards for people using your island, hanging out, playing your games. That's really the future of gaming is user generated content, right? UGC is the future because it takes a load off of the development studio where they're doing less work, and it creates synergy and community connection by it being created by someone in the community or an influencer / content creator, that a gamer, whatever. And often those maps, are specifically made by like, say somebody that that you love, that's an amazing gamer you follow on Twitch, think they're great. They make a cool map. Of course, you want to go in there and play that with them. So it creates all that synergy of the game, content creators, community, and fun together, and profitability chance. I'm not going to probably win these tournaments for first-person shooters because, man, these people play like 12 hours a day practicing and stuff. But like, for example, in this tournament this weekend, they had prizes up to the top 1,000 people. So if you played all weekend and really tried, you probably could get into the top 1,000 because I think they said they had around 9,000 or 10,000 people playing.
Oh, wow.
And, the chances are pretty high you could at least place there.
Take something. Yeah. Okay, I want to let everybody know. Thanks for the info there on Neo Shrapnel. We'll get into some other games that I see in the chat that I know the community wants to talk about. But importantly, I put up a poll in the chat ski. We gotta know what the go-to is.
I'm looking at, and Wings is destroying everybody right now.
The wings and cake. Well, wings are good, and listen,
and it's Super Bowl season, so people like wings.
Everybody, they're fresh on the mind. Here's the deal: you guys know me. I'm a boneless wing kind of guy. No, you motherfuckers call them chicken nuggets. I don't care. They're called boneless wings, so I call them boneless wings. They count in the poll. So even though it doesn't say boneless wings or chicken nuggets or whatever you guys say.
I typically order regular wings, not boneless wings, but I'm not against boneless wings. I will eat them, but I just favor.
Dude, there's no waste. There's no waste and there's no mess. Boneless wings are superior. Let me take that back. Boneless wings are more convenient. Traditional boned wings are way more delicious.
I feel like that would be a great eating contest, like like judging like what tastes better, like boneless or regular wings. I mean, I would enjoy that.
Well, the bone tastes better with a bone in tastes better. That's a fact. A culinary fact. Anything bone in is much better than without the bone. However,
everything bone in is better than yes. Culinary fact.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Did you sign up?
Did I sign up for what? The poll? I voted in the
comedy show. The comedy show.
Oh, comedy. I'm not a funny guy, but I'll come to the comedy show.
You are a funny guy. And I know that you could at least do a 5-minute set. I got people that are signing up like anywhere from 3 to 8 minute sets. So do whatever you want.
Can I do like a 69-second set?
Yeah, for the boning? Sure.
The thing is that JChains is my whole thing is improv. It's not stand-up, even though I think stand-up is the best.
That's the same thing. It's the improv is the same thing. I mean, here's the deal. It's not going to be a recorded space. I'll put the link down in the chat, guys. So make sure if you guys want to sign up for that, it's like open to anybody, really. It's like an amateur thing. It's something I've always wanted to do. I know Turbo wanted to do it. There's a bunch of people. I think AJ.
This is very important, JChains, to understand public speaking and the stand-up, whatever it is you want to call it, like this all in that world, is a key to everything. So you doing this show is very smart. everybody out there should just try doing it. You know what I mean? Like everywhere I go, I try. I just, even when I'm at Walmart and Dominic the greeter is singing as you walk in, and he's 70, he doesn't really remember who I am, but he remembers the fur coat. And I just go next to Dominic. We start singing, bro. We start doing selfies. He's like, he doesn't even know what a selfie is, dude. He doesn't even know where he is, but it doesn't fucking matter. He's into it. He's singing. He's making jokes for people. And I'm like, that's every opportunity you get in life, you should be doing it, bro. You know what I mean? Dominic's crushing right now. He's crushing at Walmart right now. I could go down there and it'd be the best.
Would you ever be a Walmart greeter?
I am literally like a pseudo Walmart greeter, actually. It's funny you asked that.
It's like being a crypto evangelist is literally
it's the same thing.
Modern day Walmart.
Me and Dominic, same person, bro.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? Every time I walk in, he's like, I really like that Coke, because I think he forgets because he's got like dementia or something. He's like, and he just touches it. And I'm like, yeah, bro, let's take a selfie, bro. Let's talk about Walmart. Let's greet people. Let's smile. But you're right. Why do I love Walmart? I don't know, because it's convenient and the prices aren't too bad. And you got Dominic there chilling out. Like, it is very similar to crypto, I have to admit.
It's basically the same thing as Amazon, but it's in real life. So the people like us that still like engage with people and still like to, I don't know, make people laugh or smile, because I say things to random people all the time in like a really good way, right? It's all just part of it. It helps me laugh at myself, and I think that, you know, humility will get you through life. I did post into the nest. Talking like I'm on the Twitter space.
Yeah, you posted into the nest, into the chat.
Yeah, in the chat. I forgot we're live streaming. Down in the chat is the link to the tweet that has the sign up for the comedy show. It's February 25th, so it's like,
dude,
it's right.
You see Ellie's throwing down jokes in the chat. Can I read her joke?
Yeah, of course.
All right, this is a joke. 68 is my favorite number because it's like 69. You can do me, and I'll owe you one.
Oh,
hey,
ba-dum.
Look at that. See, people are making jokes in the chat.
I love that.
Get some shout outs. I love stand-up comedy. I watch podcasts all day. I'll watch like Bad Friends freaking all day long. I mean, I don't have time to do it, but I would.
Well, listen, when do you're coming back from Mexico the 24th, right?
And then Eat Denver's happening.
Right. So it's the night after you get back. So Sunday night, it's the 25th. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's I'll let you do the.
Are you going to Eat Denver?
I don't know.
Probably not. Maybe.
I don't think, unless like something happens in one of my bags, like 1,000 X's in the next. No, probably not.
Well, I'll tell you this: if you come, just for like a day or something, you could stay at my apartment. I have like an extra room, but but this is the only reason why, so I can prove to everybody that cake is better than pizza. That's the only reason. Anyone else that asks, I tell them no, because this is like a secret studio fortress in the mountains. No one's allowed here. You know what I'm saying? This is like just like your crypto wallet. You know what I mean? Like, I have control here.
Can we do like a hostage video of me?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. JChains is locked in. Literally, I'm like live streaming on Twitch, and you just see JChains like behind like this, like And actually, so as I would do that. I would do that because, you know, just for cake, but to get the word of the cake out there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's fun. And I love humor and public speaking and connecting to people is everything. Like, who gives a damn? I mean, that's the reason we're here. Crypto is great, but it's just a technology that we're using to do those things, right? We're using those things to do things with people, learn, network, create business, right? Create commerce.
You know what's funny? I was talking to somebody. I interviewed somebody last week on the show, Nicole, Nerd Girl. And it was, you know, one of the things that we talked about was, you know, her evolutionary step of, you know, not being an evangelist for crypto anymore. And it was one of those, like, I had one of those like reflecting moments myself. And like, at some point there's the expiration date. I get all that. Right. But you know, it's like, at what point do you become like just a regular person? Because like, no one just sits around and talks about money all day, right? Like, no one just sits around and talks about like, oh, so it's 1.25 gigawatts to get the internet from here to here. Like, that's just not how it is. And like, we're very technical on our crypto talk, but like at some point, like the message is over. We've done our job, and we go on with things, right? Like, is that like the natural evolution?
I think the evolution now is we've thought about crypto, we've talked about crypto, we know all these crypto things, the basics of all the things. And we're at the forefront of technology, so it keeps pushing forward. So there's new things like Ronin just released a thing where now you can actually have another wallet pay for your gas fees other than your own wallet, right? So which is great for gaming or anything that's fast. So like the game itself or your buddy or somebody can pay for all your gas fees and it can be like, hey, no gas fees for you. You know what I'm saying? So like there's
Hmm,
always this new technologies and stuff, but
that's really interesting.
it is pretty cool, right? Ronin is all about gaming, and people are very bullish on them, and which is really cool. And they have Axie and all that stuff on there, right? And
Do you
this is
think
the thing,
Axie's gonna
though.
come? Do you think Axie's gonna come back?
Nah, I mean, me personally, I'm not into really the whole Axie world. It's not my thing. So like, I tend to say like no, and I don't really see signs of it. But the Axie community is hardcore, and they're making plushies and they're doing that stuff. So I feel like they're gonna do okay. Um, but if you look at all the data and everything, it says like that maybe not. Um, but kind of my point about this whole story is that like our next natural progression is for us after being Web3 maxis and loving it to then start to kind of like Web3 and Web2 come together. So we're going to start to become like talk more like Web2 people, and Web2 people are going to start talking more like us, and we're all going to kind of like come to the dinner table together, right? And we're going to like, because also we didn't have around the metaverse going tonight, but one of the topics I thought about talking about was that, web gaming in the real world is actually taking a dive, even though some metrics show it looks really good. But in reality, the amount of money that each individual game is making is way less, right? So overall, you're like, hey, there's a lot of money being made. There's like, gross, whatever. But there's also way more games being made. So like you look at individual games, AAA studios are all cutting their staffs like crazy, right?
So it's an industry that, because it's maybe in a growth stage, it's just diluting itself.
It is a little bit diluting itself, and that happens and everything. But kind of what happens though
But
is
you
that
need the growth. You need the rise in usership, right?
yeah, and those companies are going to start to think about Web3. Like, hey, what if we do Web3 things? That's going to maybe get us some more people, or maybe it's a better way for us to do it. Like, they're going to start to try to have to innovate and try different things. And I read an article about this just today about like they think their theory is that a lot of these game studios will start to do Web3 just because it is the next thing, and they want to get ahead of it, and they want to be part of it, and it's something cool and new and different. So like, they're like, because they're kind of stressing out. What do we do? Because we want to get this, this market to get a little bit on track.
Yeah.
And
Do
so
you
eventually it'll all come together.
do you think though, but that like what it's going to take at this stage of the game, because we've already lived through the hype cycle, right? It
Mhm.
was that was the first like touch point for our ecosystem of Web3 gaming was the hype cycle. Like, a company would pay 30, 50, whatever $1,000, get a promo trailer made saying that's our game, and they would sell fucking
Mhm.
jillions of dollars of tokens. Some of these studios never had and
Or
never had
DeFi
that
Kingdoms. Dude, the people that were early DeFi Kingdoms made a killing.
killing, but
I'm
then
talking like insane money.
right, but then
But
there was the hack, right? It was the
there was a hack that happened. Like there was actually multiple things that happened. But the thing that DeFi Kingdoms do is like kind of a DEX, combined with a little bit of gamesmanship. And they're growing a game. So now they have an actual game. It's
yeah,
not finished, it's like 20% done. But because when you have it build off of a DEX, if anything happens or whatever, then it's like an issue because you're losing a lot of people because there's not really a whole lot of the game there to be played, and it's more of a DEX thing. But now they've been building them really hard to make it more of a game than the DEX. You know what I mean? So now it's the opposite. It's more of a game than the DEX. But yeah, we had all these situations where things were going really well. I know so many people personally that you and I, JChains, both know. Like Flu talks about all the time, where he's like, "This is how much money I made from DeFi Kingdoms and lost." Also,
yeah,
like
yeah.
like
Like
so much money you want to throw up, right?
Grady's been vocal about it too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like, that's his motivation for what he's doing now, man. I applaud
Mhm.
him. And I don't know if you've seen some of his training videos, dude. Dude's getting
He
shredded.
just released one, and I might have to put it in my weekly video.
Dude, he's looking good. He's looking shredded, man. He's caught up.
You know, next week when I make a video, I might have to make like a Simpsons character of JChain or no, oh sorry, Crypto Grady working out with like just being jacked and crazy.
Yes.
But in my weekly videos I do on my Twitter, if anybody wants to check them out, every week I try to one up myself. And everyone really liked the Simpsons stuff in the last one, so I'm doing more of that. Turning random people, not random people, but the
There's
people like Miss Teen Crypto who co-hosts with me, and some other people that are in Web3 gaming that work with me a bunch in there, like are in there as like Simpsons characters this week. And I'm very excited to see how the animators animate it out because I'm not drawing it myself. I'm just directing them and telling them what to do and directing the whole thing.
Does
And
your
then I don't know what it's gonna look like really.
does your character wear the fur coat?
Have you seen it? Yeah, I can show you. Like I'm in the last episode on my Twitter, on my pinned tweet. There is here, I'll send you the link to it right here.
All right. And we'll do while we wait for that to come through the old interwebskis.
There it is right there.
Perfect. Thank you. I will open that shortly. A quick update on the poll here, which you go to. The options were pizza, wings, cake. At this particular moment, it is a land.
Whoa, pizza came back. Well, I mean,
Landslide.
let me look at this. Ellie says that she's laying down. She wants some arms or legs, some chicken legs.
Wings are good.
It's interesting how like I see that and it just makes me want to post cake emojis. Just here's another one.
Just spam. Just you can spam the chat with emojis.
Just one cake emoji. Look how beautiful that cake emoji is. It's like a work of art. I'm also learning a lot. People are reaching out. Different chefs around the world are reaching out, teaching me about cake, all the different cakes, all the different pastries and stuff. It's really been a beautiful moment in time because, you know, like look at people like Gordon Ramsay of the world. Like they make the world a beautiful place, giving them beautiful food, making restaurants not have so many rats.
He's a savory chef. He is not a pastry chef. And so, I mean, like you would have to go to France. And here, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. I eat freedom fries. That's what I eat, are freedom fries. Okay. And I
do like freedom fries myself.
However, to further my education on the culinary delectable treat that is pizza, is I will be going to the old world of Italy to learn the old world.
When is this? When are you going to Italy?
You know, it's probably sometime after the bull run.
Sometime. You know, the next words out of my mouth are being like, I might go to Italy too. And you're like, I'm not actually. I just want to, you know, when there's a bull run at some point in 2020, 68.
Listen,
here's Aziz did that in his TV show, and he actually really wanted in real life to go to like Italy and learn how to make pasta. And so in his TV show, he does that, right?
No, it is a real thing. Honestly, like if one of my bags rips, I'll go. I'm looking for a reason to take a vacation. You know, I'm looking for a reason to go.
So like
my family somewhere.
Denmark and France are known for their cakes, right? And they're also Denmark's known for their pastries. What's funny though is that Danish kringle, the most famous Danish kringle in the world, actually comes from like literally 4 minutes where I grew up in Racine, Wisconsin, like the O&H Bakery. It's like the most world-known Danish kringle place. They ship all over the country and plant it, Trader Joe's, and it sells out right away. And it's apparently more, but that's like an interesting connection. So in some of my previous photo shoots, you'll see me eating Danish kringle, and the home base is literally like right around the corner from me, from where I grew up, like I don't know, 5 blocks away. So I have a very genuine connection to the cake pastry world. And but yeah, it's one, like when you talk when you talk to like chefs, like for real chefs, like legit chefs, like Michelin chefs, cakes are like the ultimate thing. It's like it's a crowning achievement of making an amazing cake.
Yeah. I was a sous chef, like a executive sous chef was the highest that I'd gotten when I was in New York City. I had definitely worked under some pretty good chefs and met just about every chef you could ever imagine. We did a lot of the Food Network tasting stuff. So we would go over there all the time over to Brooklyn.
I knew that you did some of that, but I didn't know that you were the Anthony Bourdain of Web3. So look at, you got the tats. You know, that gives me a little bit of, now I have a small amount of respect for you, JChains, because you're the Anthony Bourdain.
That's all I asked for is just
this is a small smidgen.
Just go.
Just, you know, keep it cool. Don't go crazy like Anthony Bourdain. Just keep it cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be a normal dude. But like, he was one of my favorite people that is on this planet. And I feel like he's one of those legendary figures of culture that everybody loves that fucking guy. So
you know, it's funny that you say that. I've met a gazillion celebrities in my day, like a gazillion. I am not a starstruck person. I never got a chance to meet Anthony Bourdain, but he is one of those people. Also, Bill Murray is another person that I've not met that I've always wanted to meet, but I've heard that he's kind of a douche. I don't know this to be true.
That's kind of his whole on-screen personality, though, too. You know what I mean? Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, these guys, that's kind of their thing. Like, that's how they're funny, is by being kind of a dick. That's like their humor, right?
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to actually be a dick a little bit, you know? Like, when you hear people talk about Chevy Chase, they're always like, that's such a jerk. But then when you have people that are actually his friends, they're like, no, he's great. But it's like, you know, that's part of his whole shtick, is that he's like kind of the asshole guy. And also they want to make you laugh and be funny. So like, you know, they don't want someone to go back and be like, I met Bill Murray and he was boring. Like, the guy sucks, right? That's the number one thing, is they want you to like have a Bill Murray experience or something. So I can understand that. Doesn't he live down in Charlotte, North or South Carolina?
Yeah. So I known that he's got a place in Chicago, I think, or he did.
There
But
he
then
goes.
South Carolina. Yeah. Maybe we'll just go to South Carolina. Check it out.
You know what we could also do? We could, in this contest of cake versus pizza, we could also do some battles. Like, we could like race in the racetrack in cornucopias, or do some kind of like, you know, battles to see who's the best.
Hey, I love that. I do have a bubble jet.
What?
Dude,
Sweet.
bro, I have a medium epic. I've got yeah, dude. I'm a
I have a
cornucopia.
lot of stuff because I'm partnering with them, but like, they were very kind and gave me some things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
I have a bubble
I'm a
jet and some.
cornucopias OG, bro.
Dude, Cornucopias is a beautiful game. They just upgraded their graphics too. The colors are more vibrant. Like, it
Right.
just it feels like you're in a nicer version, like a futuristic version of Grand Theft Auto running around. It looks so good. And you've only
Right.
seen like 5% of the game or something, right? Like with the racing and stuff, because they're opening up these huge worlds. And on my Twitter space show, they come and talk about that. But yeah, they have a node sale starting tomorrow on ETH base.
Mhm.
And that's interesting. The nodes are only like $280.
Yeah.
And then all the NFTs are pretty affordable too. But I want one of those really face Valkyrie, like super fast Valkyrie cars, the ones that look like futuristic freaking you know, like gangster cars. Are so fast.
The little motorcycle
Their
racer
speeds,
one.
no, like they're cars, but they're so fast. Their speed's like a 7 or 8 in the game. But I went in there to practice a little bit, but I was playing against the really good players, and I learned all, you know, there's all these tricks to the, just like Mario Kart. But it's really fun. Like, you can feel the speed and the physics in the game.
Mhm.
And if you hit the walls, you can crash and die. So
Right.
like, it's got a very much like pod racer. You haven't seen Star Wars, but they pod race in Star Wars. Kind of has that feel to it a little bit. And I don't know. It kind of just is one of those things where like the game is just really nice. It just feels like a real legit AAA big ass game,
Yeah.
which makes you feel good. And the guys, the team, Rob and Josh, are the nicest, funniest guys ever. They're just
Oh, yeah.
a bunch of barrel laughs. So met those guys at Rare Evo. We were there, and
Yeah, the previous YouTube channel that I had, Meta Money, back in the day when they were like just launching, I had a chance to meet Josh and Rob. And Josh, every time you get a chance to go to like Consensus, he's usually down there.
they're coming to Eat Denver, but I don't know which members of the team are coming. There's just like
Probably
somebody's
just,
coming.
Rob's in the UK, Josh is in Texas.
Yeah, and he's got the central time zone. But I love those guys. Great dudes, really fun guys. And I love when you can have people in this space that are just camaraderies off the charts. You know what I mean? Just like chemistry. They're just cool people and fun. Jokes everywhere. Very mature. So yeah, like Web3 gaming, man, like I love it. Like, I actually spend a lot of the weekend streaming and playing games, and BR1's another one. I'm partnering with them. Yes, they pay me money, but like, so my co-host is Missing Crypto, Randy, right? She told me, Doug, she's like, Doug, I want to do more game stuff. I like games. And I was like, let's play some games and try them out. She's now addicted to BR1. She's in there murking people left and right. And I jumped in to play, and she just started like wrecking me. And I was like, I'm like, oh, you've been practicing, you know what I mean? So the litmus test of, do people actually show up and play the games? Are they, you know, they're not just there when there's hype, or just there when there's a NFT drop, or, you know what I mean? They're actually playing the game just because in the vacuum.
That's good. That's good
really
you say that, because actually brought me back to a point where I think we got sidetracked, because I was going to ask you, you know, that was the whole thing that I was getting to, where like the studios launching like the trailers and just building off of the hype, but like with no product. But now with the hype cycle being gone, like it's shit or get off the pot time for some of these games and game studios. Like, if we get through this bull run and you have not released your game, don't do it.
Well, you know, you need to work on it for sure. But like a lot of these games are building out in the open. So you have like a beta or an alpha, like Dead Drop, right? They've been doing it for like 2 or 3 years. Shrapnel's been doing it for like 2 years. And you're playing an alpha, which is like even before a beta. So like the game is out and you can do a bunch of stuff in it, but it's not a full game yet. So that's the thing that's happening though, is that people are building in the open. So you're right. They do definitely need to release the game. There are games that came or projects that came out with NFT drops, and then you don't even see any gameplay at all. It's basically just a trailer, and you have no idea
like,
is the game even like that. Like
even the
you know
other
what I mean?
side. I mean, you got to think like I've drank the fucking Kool-Aid,
Right.
you know, with all that shit, like when it came out, but it's turned out to be a dudski so far. I mean, I think Yuga, them splitting off, Yuga splitting off the gaming from the Bored Apes was the right move. Now they need to, you know, focus a little bit on the Bored Apes as well, in conjunction with the gaming side.
You
But
know, there's so much potential there. And like if I was an ape person and an ape holder, I would just be hardcore into that, being like, yeah, let's do it. And how can I help? How can I have influence in there and all that stuff? And I mean, I love just having influence because I want to be helpful and be like, here's some
right,
opinions, here's a voice. I've advised many projects. Um, and when projects really want to listen, it's great. Making a game's really hard. I look at people in the chat right now, they're talking about playing Pod Racer on N64 at McDonald's. Shout out to Idrik Suave and Blockchain Bonehead said N64 at Mickey's. Never seen that. You know, like, yeah, you can actually buy those on eBay, you know, like, dude, the nostalgia is through the roof. And there's actually a lot of nostalgia. Like, dude, talk about nostalgia, bro. Like, and you know, I'm partnered with Pogs too. And so,
oh
like,
really,
I got Pog Slammers here in the face. Dude, the 90s are so back. It's not even funny.
dude?
People
That's
want to play games.
is
It's
that
because of
for
people like
us though?
us.
Yeah. Okay.
We love it. You know, we love gaming and we're like, hey, we're adults and we can just fucking game and play Pogs and do all this shit and maybe even get like paid to do it. Okay, bro. People just love the game, right? And it's convenient. I went on eBay and just bought tons of Pogs. I have all these cool. What's your favorite football team?
Chicago Bears.
That's right.
Bears, and you're a
The
Packers
Bears.
fan.
We are arch
Golly, you're a
enemies to the
Packers fan,
bone.
too.
Hey, look, I found yours. Here's your Chicago Bears guy. Oh wait, hold on. I have to like
Yeah, we get a better camera.
it'll focus. It's just there.
There it is. Ooh, oh, that looks beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It's just that this camera is set to focus on human faces, so it's like it's
No,
programmed to do
that was
that.
better looking than you were. That's for sure.
There's a lot of cool ones. Like I got Packer ones. I got the Hawaiian Pro Bowl from 1993, the Hawaii Bowl, and all this stuff. Like,
Dude, that's legit.
it's kind of fun. Like, it's just very rare and scarce, bizarre things. It's kind of fun seeing stuff from the 90s when we just collected all this stuff. Yeah, like look at this is the I need to get I have an alternate camera I'm going to set up so I can show this stuff better, but this is the Pro Bowl. If I just put it here. There we go. This is the Pro Bowl of 1993, the whole Aloha Stadium.
Dude, that's
anyways. But yeah, I actually was in the process today setting up one of those extra cameras that's like so you can look at either your desk or something and you can show product.
unboxing. I'm unboxing.
Unboxing. Yeah. And it's just gonna mostly be my cake, you know. I'm just gonna see my cake, just mostly that. But Pogs, whatever.
You call it the cake cam. That's all you should do.
The cake cam. And it's the thing is like collecting stuff is really fucking fun. Like it's the coolest shit. Like it's collecting stuff. And also not to like shout out Pogs too much, but like Kyler, who's running the Pog Digital, dude was just in LA and he's got if you look at the history of Pogs and their partnerships, it's like MTV, McDonald's, Disney, everything you can imagine from the 90s. Anything in the 90s that was huge, Pog partnered with them and made Pogs and did all this stuff. Now they're back at it where they're partnering with Napoleon Dynamite, Najee Houston, who's like the number one skateboarder in the world. He's going to win the gold medal in the Olympics. Like he's like the Michael Jordan of skateboarding. Like, and then like Kyler's like, we just have meetings nonstop with all these top huge brands and names. And I'm just like, bro. And they're building a Web3 blockchain gaming stuff, all this stuff in Pogs. And I'm just like, dude, that is so beautiful to hear. Because, you know, partnerships are really the bread and butter to success. And they're doing Pog Skittles. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I just want to do it for nostalgia's sake, bro. Like, it's cool.
But it's Ryan Sheckler died? Is that like a while ago?
I don't know.
Just saw in the chat that R.I.P. Ryan Sheckler. Is that like one of those things where people just put that in the chat and then it's the rumor?
Yeah, He might
He
have.
was, yeah, he was like young and awesome, right? At one point.
Yeah, and
No, he didn't die. He's just crazy. Got you.
yeah.
Dude, I saw another one of those.
Oh,
Britney
maybe because like
Spears.
Elijah took his place, or I don't know, whatever.
Oh, here, by the way, here's my peace offering with you. Like, it's just a piece of brownie. Look, my camera focuses on
My
close.
peace offering is just like just smoke more bud. I don't know.
All right,
So
pass through.
here you go.
Give to me.
There, I just passed it through there. Okay.
So,
what flavor is this that I just gave you?
when we're in Mexico,
This is watermelon Snapple Smash.
fun. So we have decided, Doug and I have decided, when we're in Mexico next week, we are going to find the best Mexican pizza and the best Mexican cake. Dude, I hope it's tres leches.
It could be tres leches. It's Spanish.
Dude, I'll tell you what. When I lived in Fort Collins, there was a place that to me is where I judge all tres leches cake from that I ever had, was when I lived in Fort Collins.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Fort Collins, my parents live there. I go there all the time. How long did you live there, and what is the name of this bakery?
I don't remember. I lived off of Vine Street, so it was what, on the west side of town. I have no clue what the name of that thing was, but I just remember we used to go there and sometimes get two because it was so good. And that's where I judge like all trace. Like nothing's ever been the same, and I don't even know the name of it, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, man.
Hey, you and Jason Momoa, you both lived in Fort Collins, probably at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
You know, my claim to fame. It's not my claim to fame. I don't know why I just said that. Probably the biggest bonehead mistake that I ever made is when we lived out there. We were selling some flowers, Colorado flowers, you know, and people, and we were selling big bunches of flowers at the same time, and people would say, "Hey, would you want to, take Bitcoin for this?" Nah, man, that's for drug dealers and pirates, I used to say.
Wow. Okay, I need to write down. I'm going to recreate this scene now in one of my videos.
That was in 2000. That was probably 2009.
Drug dealers.
So Bitcoin was probably what, pennies back in 2009.
Yeah, that's when it first started, and that's when my friends all told me to buy Bitcoin too, and I didn't.
Yep. Could have been a different story, but. So we're gonna create a little.
I am already recreated this scene. It says, "Hey, nice flowers, JChains. Oh, can I pay you Bitcoin? No, that's for drug dealers and pirates." That's the whole scene.
All right.
End scene.
And on that,
that's how people need to know.
And on that note, y'all, I appreciate you, Doug. It's just we dropped the link down in the chat. I'll make sure that after we're done recording, I will drop it into the description so it is there. So you guys make sure that you follow Doug if you're not already. If you're not following Doug, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. Follow Doug.
Dude, people in the chat are starting to talk about cake. I love you guys. Yes, follow me if you want. Come to the hype show every Wednesday at 1:30. Follow my Twitter or whatever. I'm going to put out the post for that today.
Where did the poll end up? Yeah, landslide, dude. 6% said cake. Get fucked.
I love you 6%ers. Look, our 6% make up 90 to 69% of the intelligence in this country. Okay?
90 to 69. I love that sliding scale. That's a good
sliding scale. We make up 96% of the important and smart people in this world and country or whatever metaverse.
I love that.
But yeah, guys, it's all about having fun. It's all about having a good time. Go to JChains comedy thing, write some jokes. If you want to write a joke for me, you can, and I will take all the credit and say no one ever wrote it for me. So thank you for that. But yeah, JChains, we'll see you around in the metaverse. Maybe you see you around. Maybe I'll kidnap you and prevent you from eating pizza ever again. And yeah, it's a good time. Thanks for having me on the show. And shout out to Doug Hype and his cake over here. All right, shout outs.
Make sure you guys smash the like on the way out. Appreciate you.